Yeah, so what I'm gonna be doing today on this car, I'm gonna try to bleed the brake system and flush the brake lines. Service light that comes up, info that comes up on the dashboard. So as you can see, there's that red triangle for the brake fluid, and it says brake fluid service overdue, April. That's May 2021. So that's what I'm gonna be working on. The brake fluid reservoir is right here. Um, then I have to bleed it from the calipers, so I have to take the wheels off individually. You always want to do the furthest one first because that has the most fluid in it. That line is the longest line and it has the most fluid, so you're trying to get rid of most of the old fluid. So right rear wheel, left rear wheel, right front wheel, and left front wheel. That's gonna be the last one. This is the kit I'm gonna be working with, the bleeding kit. Now this is what you use to connect this to the caliper, and this is what you're gonna use to suck the old fluid out. So you have to have an air compressor for this. So you have to have an air compressor for this. So this is not gonna capture the old fluid, and it's gonna be coming through this clear hose. The reason why this hose is clear is that you're gonna see the change of color once the old fluid is out. You're gonna be able to see that the new fluid is now coming in because they're gonna have different colors. Now this is the one. Once you start to pull the fluid out, the fluid is gonna go out of the reservoir very quickly. So what's gonna happen is that if you run out of fuel in the reservoir, you're gonna have air going in the system. So this one is the one that now you're gonna use to make sure that it's gonna go over the reservoir like this. You're gonna use one of these brackets. You're gonna fill this up. This is the on and off switch for this. This is the on and off switch. You're gonna fill this up, you're gonna turn it upside down, you're gonna fit this on the reservoir. So this is what you're gonna be using. It's gonna be like this. Fill it up with fuel, brake fluid, so it constantly keep dripping fluid in that reservoir. This is the on and off switch for it. So this is what you're gonna use to make sure you keep. If not, you're gonna have to have someone around there making sure that it doesn't run out of fluid. So you want to keep the fluid in the reservoir, keep topping it up. So this do it automatic for you. What I'm using, it is a .44 LV. It's most of a European vehicle. This one I get it at AutoZone. Is a little bit more expensive than the regular one, but it is definitely for a European vehicle, and it is also recommended to use on BMW. So it's either you get the original BMW brand, or this is a brand you can also use. This uses an air compressor. There's some that doesn't use an air compressor, that you just pump and create a suction. So this is the air compressor I'm going to be using. It's small, it's portable, and it's easy to move around. So you can, even if you don't have a long like air line, like I don't have a really long air hose, so I'm gonna move it around. I can just move the extension wherever I want it to each wheel, and I can do it there. So this makes the job much easier. Battery and charger. The bleeder nipple for the brake line is right here. So this is what I'm gonna connect the line to, and then I'm gonna get a spanner and crack this thing and put the tube over this, and this is what I'm going to suck the fluid through. These are some 13. Once you turn it, just give it one full 90 degrees turn. And just like that, now you have access to the brake reservoir. So if you can see, you notice how clean this brake fluid looks. Yes, it's not like the one that's inside of it. This one is dark because it's old. So this one looks really clean. Oh, the problem I'm having now is that let me see, it's touching the bonnet. So I use that bungee cord to help hold it in place, and I can now turn the fluid on, and whenever that fluid gets low, this will take its time and go down also. So let's go see what happens from around that side. It's not going to overfill it. It's going to keep it at a level. So once this one goes down, that goes down in the container. So it's now on. Forward towards the front. And then I'm going to put. You can already see fluid running out inside of it just by gravity. This is keeping it at the max. So even though fuel is running out, this is not getting any lower. So what I'm going to do is try to flush it so all this dark fluid comes out, and when I start to see the clear fluid, then I know that that entire line is all flushed out. So the suction thing is not working properly. The airline is losing air, so I'm just gonna go inside and pump the brake and bleed it that way. That's the old-fashioned way. I'm just gonna go inside and pump the brake. The fluid going down. Yep, there's a whole lot. It was all the way up here, so it's all the way down here now. So a lot of the fluid has already gone through. The old one has already gone through, and it's now pushing down the old fuel in it now. As you can see, the fluid is no longer looking green. It's like the same color right now. So now I'm gonna just seal back this. I'm gonna just seal this thing and do the bleed the other wheel now. So as you can see, it's no longer dark. It's now clear. I'm gonna pump the brake up. This is the front right side. A few pumps and it's supposed to be coming out clean. So I'm gonna go pump the brake up. Now that I'm finished, I make sure that the brake fluid is now all topped off. If you can notice, it's all clean brake fluid inside of the reservoir, not that dark stuff that was in it before. You know, I pump my brakes up, and I'm gonna put my wheel back on, and then I'm gonna clear that service code. So yeah, now I'm pumping the brake, making sure that I have enough. It's not going to the floor. And as you can see, this is firm, super firm. So this is what I'm going to be using to clear the code. the service code. It's my Carly generation 2. This is specifically for the BMW in the OBD connector, and that's a computer connector under the dash right there. And then I'm gonna use this to use my phone to do the programming on this thing. So I connect my Carly adapter to the car, and then I select it on the Wi-Fi, connect my phone, go in the settings, go to Wi-Fi, I connect my Carly so you can see that it's now connected. Then go to features right here. You have service reset, this top one right here, service reset. So I'm going to click on that one. Once I click on the service reset, then I'm going to continue. Then you're going to read, and it's going to say read in. Reading service data, and then I'm going to go OK. So here you can see I have at the top here I have front brakes, rear brakes. It gives me 38%, aisle quality 55%, last service, and it gives you the date and how many mileage, and the brake fluid 0%, last service whenever 2019. So now I'm gonna that's the one I'm gonna reset. So I'm gonna reset the brake. It asks me the question, do you want to reset? I click reset, and now it says resetting service data. It says successfully reset, so I'm just gonna click OK. So now that it's showing me the brake fluid life is now 100%. June 2021, that's the service date. So up here it's still showing brake fluid. So now I'm just gonna go back, click this again, go back to service info, check vehicle, and now you see the brake fluid all the way at the bottom, and it's now okay. And the next service date for this is 2023. So just like that, my brake fluid is now service light is now reset. So everything is now showing okay.